What up, YouTube? This video is taken on this Saturday afternoon, June 17th, 2023. And I'm just heading back from ripping some packs. It's been a while since I've just been out and, flying my quadcopter for fun. I've been pretty busy lately, but today we had some Father's Day fellowship with the cookout with the church, and I decided to go out with my one wheel. And well, at first this morning it seemed like it was going to thunderstorm all day and be stormy all day, and I had 9 packs charged up from last night. I was like, oh great, I'm not going to be able to discharge these packs today. So on the way there, I stopped by a spot that I've seen in the past, and I flew 1 pack. But after the storm went through in the morning, so I ripped the pack before the storm came through. Then the storm came through, and in the afternoon it cleared up and it ended up being a beautiful day. So I took the one wheel out to a local college, ripped a couple packs, and then I went to Brando that was nearby, and I ripped a handful of packs. I only flew my DJI quads because since I had everything in my backpack and I was on my one wheel, I didn't want to have all the extra stuff to fly the HD0 quad, which I kind of wish I would have brought the HD0 quad, because I really want to know how it would hold up, how the signal penetration would have been in that Brando that I was flying. But I probably would have really abused that quad, which I don't want to abuse that quad just yet. I am in the process of building 2 more Questor quads. One would be HD0 and another one would be DJI. But like I said, I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to have a lot of time to dedicate to that. But I was able to rip through all 9 packs, but I did crash in a puddle with one of the DJI quads, and I had to turn it off to let it dry out. And I'm usually pretty good the way I have my quads waterproof. They're usually pretty good when they have full submersion. But the problem with this was a puddle, so it wasn't fully submersive. It wasn't fully submerged. Is that the right term? So when I approached the quad, it was like continuously resetting because it was just really wet. It wasn't all the way underwater. Usually when they're all the way underwater, I pull the battery out before I pull them out of the water, just so they don't try to boot up when you take them out of the water. And then on my very last pack, towards the very end of the pack, I was kind of fooling around, and I was perching up on a light pole. And when I dove off the light pole, I smacked the quad, and I had to look at the video. I thought I smacked the quad right on the bottom on the skids, which on my GRL quads, the skids are right underneath the motors. But when I smacked it, it went up and flipped over, and somehow I jammed the bell, which is kind of weird because I thought I smacked it straight on the bottom, so I don't know how the bell got jammed. But like I said, it was a fun day out flying. It's been a while since I flew 9 packs in a day. So I'm heading back now, and the video I'm overlaying on this voiceover is from this packs today. I don't know how much I'm going to show. Really, I'm not up for making or editing videos. I did have some highlights in my packs today, but I didn't have one pack that was like really good where I hit all the stuff I wanted to do in one pack. But I haven't been flying really that proficiently to do that. So, and I just put the DJI Action 2 on all my packs today. Typically what I used to do is I used to run without the DJI Action 2, try to like plan ahead what would be a good pack at a spot, and then try to do that all in one pack. But I just wanted to have some fun today. But it's been a while since I kind of did an update, and like I said, I've been pretty busy, so I thought I would make this update video. Pretty much the reason I feel like I've been pretty busy is because I'm in my last semester of college, which I'm totally over. August 19th, I think, I will complete all my credits to graduate, and I'll have a bachelor's degree in computer science. But I don't know, my motivation level for college has dropped down for the last year or year and a half. And this last semester in particular, I'm taking, I had to take my senior project, and I had to take 2 electives. So I'm doing my senior project, which I decided to do this electronic device. Even though I didn't have to make an embedded programming device, since it's computer science, I could have just made a straight up software program. But I couldn't think of any software projects that I was motivated in. So I decided to make an embedded programming project. And the way the final project it's really drawn out. So I haven't really done any progress towards the final project yet, except for the fact that I had to do like all this planning and iteration phase, analysis phase, and then now I'm in the design phase. So I actually had to sit down in KiCad and draw out the schematic. When I'm done with the project, it's actually a project that I've been wanting to do on my own. So even if I didn't do this final project, eventually I wanted to do this project. This kind of like motivated me to actually do it. When I'm done, I'll make a video all about it, because actually it was a subject that I wanted to make a YouTube video about, but I'm not going to do that until the project's done. But yeah, so that the school takes up a lot of like mental time for me, which then prohibits me from actually doing projects, if that makes sense. The other class I'm taking is only a block class, so it's only half a semester class, and it's intro to film, which the assignments have been pretty easy, and I just have one more assignment to do, which is I had to do a film reel. So I'm going to message the professor and see if I can do a film reel of just all my FPV videos and see if that would be acceptable. Yeah, so that's been really easy. That was a level 100 class. Like I said, I had to take it for an elective. And another level 100 class I took as an elective that turned out to be a pain in the butt is game design. And like I said, it's supposed to be a level 100 class. And this is the frustrating part about it. Basically, it's teaching you how to use Unity, but it's teaching you how to use Unity using a free tutorial. So my employer is paying for my education reimbursement. If I had to pay for this, I'd be so upset, because there's no way you're not getting your money's worth, because you pretty much pay the college to tell you to take a free tutorial. And it's kind of funny, when I started going to college, the only reason I'm doing it is because it was being reimbursed by my employer, and they have a term kind of in the union called money on the table, leaving money on the table. And that's when you have a benefit that you don't take advantage of. They call it leaving money on the table. That's why I decided to sign up for this college. But I'd be so upset, because you pretty much throughout college, I haven't really learned anything. I've just been going through the motions to complete the assignments. And when I started, I told myself that I was going to have the mentality of C's get degrees, since it's all about just getting the diploma, and I didn't want to overstress myself. But just from me going through the motions to complete the assignments, I managed to get all A's, and anything below a 95 is an A-. So I got all A's, and I've gotten 2 or 3 A-. And right now in this intro to game design, I have an A-, and I don't know why. I get marked off points on these assignments, and when I go and I check the high score of the assignments, I have the high score of the assignment. So I don't know how. I completed the assignment, completed the tutorial, so I don't know what more the teacher's looking for. I think the teacher's a bit of a yahoo, because he forced us to join his Discord, and he says his Discord is part of class participation, which there's no separate class participation grade. But then in his Discord, all he pretty much does is he streams World of Warcraft. And then, like I said, he takes off random points on the assignments. And he's 3 weeks behind on grading the assignments, so you don't really understand how he's going to grade the assignments till, you're 3 weeks past that. And the assignments are like completing this tutorial and then building your own game as well, which is kind of harder than what it looks, because you're trying to search all these tutorials on Unity to figure out how to build a game. But on the tutorial of the main learning, they have you using this Bolt visual scripting, which all these tutorials online use a C# script. So I ended up, and I'm not the only one complaining about this, other people in the discussion boards are complaining about this, that they're having a hard time building their game. But luckily I figured out I know how to use C# scripts, and I learned how to link the Visual Studio to Unity. So I was able to accomplish stuff in my game without using that visual scripting. But anyway, I wasn't even going to rant on that at all, but I'm just kind of ranting that, that's what's taking up most of my time. And hopefully when I graduate in August, or I'm done with my classes in August, hopefully I'll be able to produce more YouTube videos, especially on things that you guys like the animatronics projects, because I feel like I won't have that big mental block. Like I said, when it comes to actually sitting down and doing the classes, it doesn't take that much of my time, but it's like the mental block of that, of taking that time, is taking up my ability to do projects, because I can only have so much going on in my mind at once, if that makes any sense. But pretty much I wasn't going to talk about that in this video at all. What I wanted to talk about is I just wanted to document life changes I've been making to try to be a bit healthier. Ever since the first of the year, I decided to try to lose weight, and I started the year off at 191 pounds. I peaked out yesterday at, I guess not peaked out, what would be, valleyed out? Yesterday at 176, and today I was 178 because I cheated yesterday on my eating. But I'm going to try to get down to 170. But basically, even though I'm using kind of weight as a metric, I'm more interested in being more healthy. And I want to try to focus on shifting. I've been kind of doing extreme things to be more healthy and lose weight, like doing one meal a day. I want to eventually try to level out and have a healthy lifestyle that's not as extreme, that's maintainable, if that makes sense. But I'm still experimenting. I also started running. Back when I was 30, 2 years ago, I lost 20 pounds. And I didn't seem like I struggled doing that. And the way I lost 20 pounds 2 years ago was I cut out soda. I only drank water and non-calorie drinks, non-caloric drinks, I guess, and I started running, and I was able to lose 20 pounds. Now I'm doing one meal a day. During the weekday, I'm doing one meal a day. And I think the reason I lost 4 pounds this week, but I'm pretty sure that's all water weight, because for my one meal a day, I only did low carb. So I did steak, steak, Brussels sprouts, Caesar salad, and I'm gonna have to put the name up. It's some Mediterranean pasta. That would be cupiscence. I'm just gonna have to put it up because I don't know off the top of my head how to say it. But I think because I had such a low carb one meal a day this week, that it caused me to shed a whole bunch of water weight. So I think that's where I lost that 4 pounds, because I was kind of leveled out at 180, and I want to try to go down another 10 pounds. But for my running routine, in the past I've done none to run, and then this year, for the past month or so, I did none to run, but I kind of cut into it midway since I already have my body somewhat trained to run. But last week I decided to kind of try to push me over the edge because, like I said, I leveled out at 180. I decided to try to run 5 days a week, and I was running for 20 minutes, or maybe it was 21 minutes. And I decided to, usually when I ran in the afternoon, so I work night shift. I usually sleep till around 4 p.m. Sometimes I can't sleep to 4 p.m., so like 2 p.m. I wake up, do my Bible reading, and then I try to drink one big glass of water while I wake up and do my Bible reading. That way, I have enough water in me to go on my run. So I go to a local wildlife park in the evenings, and of course we're in summer season here in Florida, so it's really hot. And I was running, and last week I decided to step it up, run 5 days a week for 21 minutes, I believe. And I was able to do it all the days except for Friday. I was just too beat, so I stopped at 15 minutes. Well, and then since I started to increase my run, when I go on a run, I don't like carrying anything with me because my cell phone's big and bulky and it just like slaps around. I don't know, I just like running with nothing on me, just running shorts, a shirt, and I probably look ridiculous. I do wear a headband just for the sweat. If I don't do that, the sweat will get into my eyes and start stinging my eyes. So what I did was I decided to buy a fitness watch. Now I'm an Android user, and I know everyone says Apple Watch is the best, which I can somewhat, from watching YouTube videos, I can see why Apple Watch is probably the best based off of how they motivate you to exercise and their their system to exercise. I know a lot of people have had success losing weight off of that, doing it that way. But I use an Android phone, so Apple Watch was out of the question. So I was looking at Fitbits, but I wanted, since I don't run with my phone, I wanted a watch that had GPS in it so I could track my runs without a phone. And I didn't find a Fitbit I liked. I found a Garmin I liked, but then I kind of came to the realization that Garmin's app had a lot of paid elements for it. And without downloading it, I didn't know what elements were paid or what elements were free. So I'm kind of over with subscription-based apps. So I ended up finding an Amazfit. And at first I thought Amazfit was Amazon brand. I thought it was like Amazfit, but it has nothing to do with Amazon. I found it after I bought it. It's Amazfit. And I'll put the model name on the video. I figured after a month or two, I might do a review on it. But basically, I bought it refurbished from Amazon for $80. And it looks like an Apple Watch on the outside. If you have an Apple Watch and this watch next to each other, you can tell that it's not an Apple Watch. But even my friend Jamil, he works at a pawn shop. He thought it was an Apple Watch because he saw me wearing it and he grabbed my hand and started like pushing the button, a certain combination, because he thought it was an Apple Watch, and he said when you do that it causes it to call 911. But it was an Apple Watch. I thought that was kind of funny. But it has GPS in it, and so far it's been worth every bit of those $80. It seems to track my steps really good. It tracks my runs really well, and it gives me a good matrix on the runs. And like I said, after a month or two of having it, I'll probably do a review on it, because for some reason, every time I buy a wristwatch, I've done a video on it. I don't wear a wristwatch all the time, but I wear one to work because with the nature of my job, it's better to track the time like that. And I usually wear Timex watches, and ever since I've been working, I'm on my third Timex watch. And I make a video about it. So I figured I'd make a video about this watch. And this watch has replaced my Timex watch perfectly, and then it does all the fitness stuff. So I've been tracking my runs with that, and that is kind of interesting to get run data with that. So anyway, what I was getting at is last week I was running in the evenings, and I've always been running in the evenings. I decided to switch it up, and because it's so hot out and because of the weather, it's kind of hit or miss if you're going to be able to run in the evenings. I decided to switch my running to the mornings after work. And I was afraid that it might wake me up too much, that I couldn't go to sleep afterwards. And it is true, when you're done running, like, for example, on Monday morning, when I'm just getting, Sunday night's my first night back at work, so Monday morning, I'm real tired because I didn't get a full sleep on Sunday. I was like really tired, and I didn't want to go on the run, but I went on the run. Not only did I perform my best time running in the morning, it wakes you up that, you know, I had no problem driving home from work because I had that energy. And by the time I get home and get a shower, I have no problem going to sleep. And actually, it helps you with your sleep. You get like a nice, better sleep. But overall, since I've changed to 1 meal a day, my sleep has improved dramatically. So that combination probably helps that out. But I decided to, after work, it's real easy for me to stop by a resort and run around a resort. And so far, no one has said anything. I was a little leery that maybe I might get kicked out by security, but they haven't said anything yet. But it's actually really easy. It only adds like 5 minutes to my commute, not even 5 minutes to my commute home. Because my other option is I can run at that wildlife park again. And it's there is quite a bit of people in the mornings running around this resort, so it is kind of nice to be able to people watch a little bit and you know, see other people exercising, I guess. But this week I tried to run 5 days a week, and I decided to, I track my run goals I have set for minutes, not by distance, by time. So my goal was 22 minutes. So Monday I ran 22 minutes, no problem. Tuesday I ran 22 minutes, no problem. Wednesday, my quads were really hurting me. So I decided to, Wednesday morning, I decided to take a rest, not run. And then when I came to work Wednesday night, I thought I was getting sick. Now, I was talking to someone today, and they said, oh no, sickness isn't going around, it's allergies. But Wednesday night at work, I had a really bad migraine. And I had BC powder with me, but I told myself I was going to refrain and not take it. Because sometimes I use BC powder as a drug. Which, if you don't, for those of you who don't know, BC powder is just, I'm having a brain fart. It's something in caffeine. It's aspirin. Oh, it's aspirin and caffeine in powder form. And it's actually really bad for your stomach. It tears my stomach up, but I sit that BC powder underneath my tongue, and then it doesn't tear your stomach up, and it takes your headache right away. And sometimes when I'm really tired and I need to push through, I take a BC powder because that caffeine really wakes me up, which is probably, like I said, is kind of bad for that. If you take too much BC powder, it will actually cause your stomach to bleed. But I refrained from taking BC powder, and the migraine went away, but when it went away, it caused my knees to ache. And I didn't equate my knees aching to my running routine. I equated that to had like some sort of flu symptoms. But anyway, I went home that morning, so I didn't run on Thursday either. And I went home, and I always take a gram of vitamin C every day. I went home, cooked some chicken noodle soup, and took vitamin C with that. And when I went to bed and woke up on Thursday evening, I was back to normal, back to 100%. So I don't know if it was like some kind of 24-hour flu or if it was allergies like someone told me. But the moral of the story is I told myself I was going to run 5 days a week, and I didn't do it. So basically what I ended up doing is on Friday morning, so Thursday night, Friday morning I clocked out as my weekend. I went for a run again at the resort, and I went a different loop around the resort to try to get a longer loop in, and I pushed myself and went 24 minutes. So this week coming up, I told myself I'm not going to do the 5 days a week running. I'm going to try to do 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm going to try to go 24 minutes. Now, like I said, I'm trying to experiment with having a sustainable lifestyle that's not too hardcore that I'll get burned out. So, but I'm still kind of experimenting. I want to lose some more weight. I'm still kind of experimenting what that would look like for me. So I'm going to try to run 3 days a week and try to keep on upping my time to be able to do that. Now with this Amazfit, they have something called the PAI, which is basically when it comes down to it, it's a matrix that they say these scientists created using health data, but basically it's for nobody's using their turn signals. Oh, there. Sorry, I was making a left at a light and you couldn't trust if people were using, no one used their turn signals. You're going to tell if people were making a right or going straight. Oh, and then these people are jaywalking. So, okay, I'm not distracted anymore. Should I cut that out? I probably won't cut that out, but if you think I should cut that kind of stuff out in the future videos, let me know. So anyway, on this Amazfit, they have a PAI score, and basically it's basically a bit of a marketing campaign to make the watch feel like it's useful, but it is kind of, I think there is something to it. But basically it tracks your activity data, I believe, in the past 7 days, the past week, and it averages it out in a way that it creates a score that's based off how active you were. And they say in order to lower your chance of heart disease, you want that score to be at least 100. So the more active you are, the higher the score. So when I ran on Tuesday for the first time since I started wearing that band last Wednesday, and then on Tuesday for the first time I peaked out at 100. So then I had all that circumstance that I just told you about, didn't run for 2 days, and it dove down. And then since then, it hasn't been back up to 100. It's like got to 82, I think, yesterday. So basically, even though I don't know what a sustainable lifestyle will look like for me, I do want to try to stay with my PAI score over 100. And I don't know if I can do that on running alone at 3 days a week. I've been watching a lot of videos about running and fitness and health, and I take everything with a grain of salt. I think you definitely need to do whatever works for you. I think everyone's different. So I take everyone's input with a grain of salt, and I try to incorporate the input that I want to incorporate based off of my lifestyle. But I think so I think though that as a goal, I want to try to keep my PAI over 100. And I don't know if I can do that running alone on 3 days a week, but I'm going to try to increase my time to try to keep it running alone at 3 days a week. One of the people I watched, another thing is when I run, I don't run with water. Like I said, I don't like carrying anything with me. So I kind of told myself I don't want to run too long that I'm going to need water. And when you Google search that, they say you shouldn't run for more than 30 minutes, and then some people say you shouldn't run more than an hour without any water. Well, one of the people I watched, they were talking about how when they run a 6K, which you can correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe future Randall will make sure I have this right. I believe 6K is 3.7 miles. And right now, I believe when I ran 24 minutes, I believe I only ran 2.4 miles. I'll let you guys know if I'm correct or not on that. So I kind of have in my mind that I want to try to get myself up to running 3.7 miles 3 times a week, however long that'll be. But like I said, I think a better matrix for running is not your miles, since I'm not going for time, or since I'm not going for pace. I think a better matrix for me is time-based. So this week going forward, I'm going to try 24 minutes, 3 times a week. And for my 1 meal a day, I'm going to not do that steak. Oh yeah, and I was doing hard-boiled eggs. I think I left that out. Not cooked all the way through. I have a friend that told me not to eat totally hard-boiled eggs because it cooks out all the nutrients or whatever. So I've been cooking my hard-boiled eggs for 5 minutes instead of the 10 minutes. And I was eating 2 hard-boiled eggs with every meal. But this week coming up, even though I'm doing 1 meal a day, it's not going to be as low carb as that steak meal. I did cheat, and on Wednesday I did get Taco Bell because, you know, the first eating the steak meal on Monday was great. I was like, yeah, I can do this every day. On Tuesday it was great, and on Wednesday I just didn't feel like eating steak that day. So that's meal prep is a hard thing for me to overcome. Just kind of out of laziness, I guess, and convenience. That's another thing. When I was cooking those steaks in a cast iron skillet, because it is a lot easier cooking steaks in a cast iron skillet than cooking them on a grill or in the air fryer. But for some reason, and I used avocado oil. For some reason, it like made my linoleum floor in my kitchen coated with oil. Like I had an oil film. So on Friday, I went and I mopped my floor to get that oil film off. So I was like, man, if I eat steak every day, my kitchen floor is always going to have that coating of oil. It's super weird. And yes, I did have a vent on, my oven hood on when that happened. But yeah, that's pretty much life changes that I wanted to flap about. And like I said, I usually make these videos so like a year from now I can go back and listen to myself and kind of have memories spark of what's going on in my life. But yeah, that's pretty much the big thing that I've been trying to do. Comment below on if you have any suggestions on a healthy lifestyle. The good news is, since I did drop my weight below 180, I feel a lot more confident to go out on my paddleboard, which I haven't gone out on my paddleboard in like probably over a year. So I'm gonna start doing that, and then my watch can track that too. So I figured maybe that would be a nice exercise that will help my PAI score get over. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm gonna try to run 3 days this week, but I'm gonna try to do a goal of getting my PAI score over 100 and keeping it over 100. So I might have to run more than 3 days a week. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have going on. And I do have, like, I was filming a video about, I'm going to film a video about assembling my Questor frames. I think that would be good for documentation for myself. And I did film a video about doing multicolored 3D prints, but I haven't finished it yet just because I haven't had time to mess with that. But yeah, but you know, life is good. As Brother Archie says, I'm doing better than I deserve. You know, I feel really blessed, and you know, time kind of gets away from you. But you know, right now that's a good thing, I guess. I'm still kind of young, 32. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been focusing on, is trying to have a healthy lifestyle. Overall, though, I do have to say, it has been working as far as having a healthier lifestyle and feeling better. I feel better. I sleep better. I wake up from my sleep better. I wake up from my sleep not grouchy anymore like I was. I can wake up and go, and I hope I can use that, you know, to better my life, and, you know, hope I can use that to help glorify God, which is what our true purpose of life is. But like I said, I just wanted to make a flat video kind of talking about my thoughts on how I'm going to try to improve my exercise. And then, you know, it'd be interesting to listen back a year from now and see if my thoughts have worked out, if I'm still doing it, or if I ended up burning myself out or whatnot. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you listen to the end, if you like these videos. If you have any questions, comment below, and maybe it will trigger conversation for my next video, or maybe I'll actually answer you. I go back and forth. Sometimes I don't answer the comments, and sometimes I do. I do read all the comments, and I do realize that 95% of my viewers want to see animatronics videos, which I do have animatronics videos planned. I just don't have the time to sit down and put them to fruition. That's another thing, is I bought that 3D scanner. I want to do a more in-depth video about using that 3D scanner. I did play around with it some more, and I have an animatronic related video that I want to use that 3D scanner for. I just need the time to sit down and do it. But yeah, I had a really fun day out today, having fellowship with the church at the cookout, and then being able to fly 9 packs in a day. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that. And it's nice to just be able to go out and fly packs and not do total devastation on my quads. And yeah, that's another thing I was thinking about, was I switched to the Questar frame because at the time I didn't think the GRL frames were that reliable, and the way I had it set up with the individual ESCs on the GRL frames, even though they're not made for individual ESCs. But I was really hard on that quad at that Brando, and like I said, it hardly did any damage in the grand scheme of things. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.